having been around the world and seen some of the most awful shit imaginable, I've also seen some of the best shit in some of the worst places. So I have started following up most everything I hear with maybe. When I hear some horrible shit that happened to kids because of migrants, I say maybe, maybe not. Because someone's got interest in firing you the fuck up. That's why you get your algorithm getting you so angry. And it's not, I don't mean to keep picking on Pakistanis or whatever, because they're getting the algorithm towards us. And there's someone spinning. If they can keep us hating each other, the fucking bankers are fine.
I think there's something to that for sure.
Oh, that's 1,000% what's going on.
It's the
power and money. You think, why would, I mean, even like voting, if that mattered, they wouldn't let us do it.
Right.
Like, come on. The banks aren't going anywhere.
I hate to be cynical, but I'm with you on that.
You ever, I mean, look, I think I bought my, I'm not bragging, my fourth house. Like on mortgage, you're paying the interest the whole time. You're not paying the principal. Why is that?
Yeah.
It's power.
Yeah,
because you don't have a fucking choice. That's why. I mean, I'm even. Here's another rabbit hole. The TSA is in on it. The government's in on it. Because,
the TSA.
Yeah, you have to throw away your water. Why? Because you got to buy more expensive water right over there.
Right.
And I got a contract with him. That's it. Really? They're trained to find fucking water. You could get through with a gun. That's too much shampoo. Really? Because think about it. Oh, my 5 ounces of shampoo, not the million drones that are going to bring the planes down. Like, yeah, it's racket, man. It's all racket.
I think there's something to that, man.
I'm 50. I'm disgruntled.
It's that I hear you, and also like
I can tell
you've been around the world too.
I keep spitting. I'm officially an old man.
Nah, that's all right. You're getting fired up. But like I've thought it for the longest time that like all the left and right, they all get dinner at the same steakhouses.
Oh, I've seen it. My first job out of the Navy was working on Capitol Hill.
What was that?
I initially thought that, they're just different ideas. They all care about the country. And then you see behind the fucking curtain. Oh,
I'm going to go make a difference.
No. You look like I was invited to Bohemian Grove 3 times. And I didn't go just because I
didn't go.
I totally would now.
Wear a GoPro.
I didn't know. Oh, dude, I'd love to get in there now, but no, I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, yeah, it'd be a cool party. I didn't know I'd be potentially a senator.
Who invited you to Bohemian?
I was invited by musicians through a Democrat senator, maybe. But it would seem more because I was new to it. I was out and there's everyone celebrating. Like I didn't know anything about that shit. But then you start to see congressmen and then their staffs, and you realize that their staffs are leading around the congressman because they're visitors too. Unless you're a Nancy Pelosi who's been there the whole time, and then they run the entire show. And then you'll see stuff with the primaries. Eric Swalwell was a prime example. What happens in these places is you get the young, good-looking freshmen, and then you take them to the parties. And I've been to these parties. The Bohemian Grove would have been one of them. But then all of a sudden, the drinks come out, the drugs come out, the girls come out, the cameras are out. Oh, look at you were doing on camera. Hey, you're gonna do some more shit, or we're gonna release that. Then all of a sudden they got you. And then you be an attack dog for us. You do exactly what we say on TV. I don't care how ridiculous it is. Don't get too powerful, Eric Swalwell. You're out.
You ever worry that was gonna happen to you?
I didn't know at the time. But people find dirt on me. I don't need to run for office.
Right.
I don't want that shit getting out. So I saw behind it, and then you see it's all power. It's all power and money. There's nothing created in DC. The richest counties are right there. There's money, there's your money, my money, everyone listening, their money's there. And then nothing's created, and we give it to their buddies, and they make more missiles, we make more tanks, we give shit away, and then we make more. Would you think we leave shit in Afghanistan because it's too expensive to bring it? Like, we give a fuck about how expensive. No, I got to build that shit again. Let them have it. Then we can go destroy it. Then we can make more bombs to destroy the next shit we leave, like we did in Vietnam, like we do every. Yeah, it's the same thing. Eisenhower warned about it. We keep doing it because we're burning the books.
That's interesting, though, because I agree with you 100%. But it's also like you've been on the tip of the spear for, I guess, essentially, like you lived your life to be able to go do that shit and be in the dangerous places and take the bad people out and everything, which is supported by those things. But what you're saying is that they just create a lot of fat where you just need muscle. Am I hearing you right?
That's true. Yeah. And it's the self-licking ice cream cone. We got to keep the ice cream on top too. And you got to figure they're doing it right. Look at the recruiting. Look at the Marine recruiting. I want to be a fucking Marine. Look at the Marines that are out there right now on the MARG or on the MEU. They want to go fight right now. I was 28 or whatever, 9/11, I will fucking invade Canada right now. Let's do this. I remember saying, fuck, because we had to swim into Liberia during the invasion of Iraq. I remember thinking, I'm going to miss Iraq. Fuck. Like, that's how bad I want to fight. You're not going to miss shit, son.
What were you doing in Liberia?
We had to swim in, I think Charles Taylor might have been the president. And he was like, I'm talking straight up cannibalism. Yeah, we had to go in just to secure secure a lane for Marines to come in and take the embassy if we needed. And this is cool because this is old school frogmen shit, like old UDT, underwater demolition team, naval combat demolition units, the naked warriors, men with, like swimming in with a knife and UDT shorts, the catch me fuck me's, swim in, put bombs on stuff, like sort of shipping lane come in for an invasion in Normandy or wherever, Iwo Jima. So we had to do that, which is kind of dope. And that's why, so we swam. No, that was a funny brief because we brief everything. And some of it we just, whatever. If my time is up, that's just it. And one of the things as a SEAL was I don't care about the dangerous marine life. It's just, it is what it is. Like people would say in SEAL training, aren't you afraid a great white's going to eat you? They're all over. And I said, no, I'm not that lucky. A great white wouldn't just kill me. I would finish a 4-mile swim. He'd fucking grab me and drag me 4 miles and let me go. And I got to do it again. That's what a shark would do. But we're getting ready for this swim, and we're in the brief, and the whoever scientist or weatherman, he goes, moon rises here, sun, and here's dangerous marine life. He goes, now you're off the west coast of Africa, so there's every man-eating shark you can imagine. They're right there. And as you're swimming in, you shouldn't, because we're kind of far up the coast, but you might run into saltwater crocodiles, man-eaters, 20 feet long. They'll fucking kill you. Definitely won't run into hippos, but if you do, they kill more people than anything other than mosquitoes every year. And here's your landing point. It's called Black Mamba Point, and the reason is because of all the black mambas on this point, and they're very aggressive, and they'll kill you. And then we're like, so then we have a Civil War to fight. Okay, so we're the back of an amphib ship. It's like a big Navy ship. The back is a box. It will lower down, and it's called flooding the well deck. Mm-hmm. So all the water comes in. You put the ships out. So we flood the well deck on, I forget which ship it was, but they flood it. There's hammerhead sharks swimming in the ship. Oh god. Yeah, and they're not big, but still, the thought is their parents are whatever. So that's kind of the funny shit. So we took the boats and we swam in, and I was on the
next
shore.
To the hammerheads.
Yeah, whatever. But it's still the idea that I don't want to run into a hippo. But we get on the beach, and I ran into that film crew from Fox. That was just funny. And then that picture.
Oh, that was when that happened.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was looking for Jennifer Eccleston, and I went up to the guy, and I was like, "Where's Jennifer Eccleston?" And he goes,
"I think we were on camera."
Okay,
said this.
That's the story.
Yeah.
But those pictures
that was
are out there.
right when Iraq was breaking out.
Yeah, we were heading over the Med to invade with the Marines to Turkey. This is before Turkey got shut down. Like we're going, and I was going. I'm a sniper. I'm fucking excited. I'm invading. Like I want this. I'm gonna go swim. Didn't get to shoot anybody down there.
And then when did you end up in Iraq?
My first deployment to Iraq was 2005.
What was that like? Because like everyone talks about, obviously the beginning.
I thought they sent me to the wrong place. I was like, I've been watching this on TV. This place is the most dangerous place in the world. I've got to be in the wrong place. I'm missing it. Something.
Because it wasn't dangerous?
Well, it's like if we ran into bad guys, we just killed them. It's like, are they that bad? Or are we that good? And then 9 out of 10 houses were benign. So you run into people. And that's when you start to realize, okay, not everyone here is trying to kill us. They're really not. And then that's when you start to think, if you're a thinker, like, you know what? These people have to deal with Al-Qaeda all fucking day. And then they get to deal with us all fucking night. And they can't cross either one. I went into a house in Ramadi, right? I think it might have been 2007, which when it was really hot. And wrong house. I'm standing in this house on a white carpet, a nice neighborhood. And this woman came out with a daughter my age. And I remember looking down at her white carpet. That's the only ones in the house and thinking, this is why they hate us. And then she offered me tea.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck is this? So anyway, just you start to see weird shit like that. And you realize most people are not combatants. They're just trying to live, man.
Right.
And even with, I talked about the invasion. A lot of migrants that actually were migrating were just trying to get away from Sharia. And then the fucking Sharia comes with them. Like a lot of people.
That's the thing, man.
Because living under Sharia is not fucking fun.
No.
And you have to say you want it because they'll fucking kill you. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a double entendre there.
For sure. Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like you're kind of stuck between a shit and a fart because you have to stop bad guys from doing stuff. But you have, like you said, the 90 whatever % of people that don't want that or aren't around that, but you're in their house with the gun. And
even with the Sunnis, Al-Qaeda is Sunnis, ISIS is Sunnis. And so they would stay in the Sunni towns. Like they'd come in, whatever, but then they would force their way in. So you've got good guys, civilians and then fucking Al-Qaeda. And so we have to figure out now how to figure out, because they'll hide their guns outside. Now I'm going to go in. Now I got a room full of people. I know there's bad guys. How do I figure that out? You know what I figured out? Use the kids.
How so?
And that sounded bad, but talk to the kids. Find the oldest male who's not of fighting age. And you've already interrogated these fucking guys. You're not getting shit. Find them in a lie if you can, but they're going to lie to you anyway because you're in the fucking house. So you find one of the boys And you ask him something easy, and he answers. Because I always put the interpreter behind him, and then he's talking to me, blah, blah, and he'll say anything. And you're like, finally, the man of the house. Come here, man. And so you build him up a little bit and dust him off. It's good to talk to you, man. What's going on? He's like, well, there's these 3 guys here that I don't know, and I don't, whatever. Oh, well, shit, well, show them to us. Hey, here, this is easy. And like, put him over here. It's dark as hell. Put a screen up there. Shine a light in his face. There's 1. That's not 1. There's 2, and there's 3. There's your Al-Qaeda guys.
Easy.
Yeah, you tell him he's the man of the house, and he loves that shit.
Cuff him and go.
And cuff these guys, leave them. They're fine. And then he'll spread the word.
Mm. How many times were you in Iraq?
3. 05, 06, 07. 07 was the best one.
Why do you say it was the best?
Because we had a thing called the Awakening. And that's, was it the Awakening? The Sunnis realized if we kill the Sunnis, their houses will be safe. So they started turning them in. And then Stan McChrystal was in charge of JSOC. So he sent us on kill missions every night, like kill missions. We got to a point in the summer of 07 where if we only killed 11 people, we're like, this is a waste of our time. That's in houses. Like, it was intense. We did a mission where there was a place north of Baghdad called Himbus, and it was a peninsula. So this is 07. No one had been in there since 03 because there's like 19 IED makers, improvised explosive device, roadside bombs. Mm-hmm. And so there's one road. You can't drive it. They're going to blow you up. You cannot fast roll because it's so small. They're going to shoot you down. And you can't carpet bomb them because it's so small. And you don't want to kill these people that don't want to be involved. So they came to us with this plan at SEAL Team 6, and they said, here's the problem. And so we all looked at it, and we've been beaten to death with water. I've seen SEALs walk a mile out of the way to not get their feet wet. And so we're looking at it, and we're all thinking the same thing. Well, it's going to suck, but we can swim. We can swim in there and get this fucking guys. So we did 17 SEALs, 2 dogs. Very important. 2 Malinois went with us. So we did. It's not even a swim. It's like a swampy, shitty fucking rats in the grape shit. But we get there, and then this gunfight starts. We end up taking 10 houses. We killed all 19 dudes. Didn't hurt one of us. Didn't hurt one woman or child. And then we swam out before the sun came up. But this like that this nuts, gets better. So the locals wake up the next day. We keep assets above them to watch because they've got one period.
Like drones?
Yeah. So we'll keep something up there to watch because they've got 24 hours or whatever, one cycle of sunlight to bury them. So whoever comes to bury the bad guys, those are probably bad guys, follow them. So we're watching this, and the locals, you can see them coming out of their houses, and they're getting terrorized by these fucking Al-Qaeda guys. They don't like them either. But they realize all these fucking dudes, these bullies are all dead. So they have this block party. And the word that we got was, they're dancing in the streets and drinking juice was the actual thing. So this reporter from Baghdad came up to see what happened. Like, this is big news. He walked through the entire house and talked to the women that survived. And all he asked them was, who came last night? And the headline in the newspaper in Baghdad said they were ninjas and they came with lions. Fucking lions.
Lions.
Yeah, or
Malinois.
Yeah, big dog, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
So 07 was hot, yeah.
So you guys obviously, like, you're insanely talented and you're going in there and things feel easy for you and everything. But like when you're looking at the lay of the land by 07 in Iraq, at that point, were you having any thoughts of like, damn, this is...
No, I think we're winning. We're killing them.
You still thought you were winning?
We're winning this. Yeah, we are. Because we got, we're pushing Al-Qaeda out and they're dealing with the pockets of the Shiite in Sadr City. That's heavy fighting in both spots, but we are doing it. But like anything else, we get rules and politicians involved and lawyers, and you're going to lose. That's just it. They.
When do you think that happened?
I remember a gunfight in Afghanistan, shooting it out with guys in a cave, and then they said, "Okay, we call for hellfires." And they said, "All right, we're not saying there are women and children in the cave. We're just saying we can't prove they're not." And we're like, "We've been in a gunfight with these fucking guys now, and you want us to retreat?" Okay. We lost.
What year is that?
Oh, shit. That must have been 08, 09. Oh, no. 08, we were still getting, 09, man. Because when there's speed limits on bases, this is actually a funny story. We would go over to war zones to re-enlist because you can get tax-free bonuses. So we would say, I got to go augment Gold Team. So I'd go over there and you get in a free gunfight in Kandahar, but you also get to re-enlist, you get like 75 grand. It's pretty sweet, especially when you're still shit Navy chow. Like you can't afford a lot of stuff. But we went over there one night. We got in a really, really good gunfight in Kandahar. Actually, this was kind of funny because it's different on bases too, because not everybody on a base, not everyone that goes to Afghanistan fights. And that's a funny dynamic too, because we call them fobbits. They don't get off the fob, the forward operating base, but they buy all the shit from the PX, all the magazines, all the candy. So the guys that fight don't get shit. So we make fun of the fobbits. So we're back in this chow tent in Kandahar, and we just got a bloodbath, and we're eating, and we started getting rocketed. So rockets are landing on the base, and all these fobbits that are in their clean uniforms all jump under the picnic tables, and there's these rangers over here that are just covered in shit, and they just were fighting with us. And one dude looks down at one of the army. He's an army guy, and he's an army guy. He goes, "Hey, bro, this place is surrounded by Hescos. And if one of these rockets comes through there, this picnic table is not doing shit. So just sit up like a man and enjoy your Salisbury steak." But anyway, so then I fly up to Bagram. I'm taking a bird back to the States. Another chow run. So I'm going to go over to the chow hall by myself. I got a gun. I got on my ship, but I'm going over to the chow hall to eat before I get on the C-17. And this dude stops me, a military police, and goes, "Hey, where's your reflective belt?" And I was in a gunfight that morning. And I said, "My reflective belt? Like, do you want me to get shot or do you want me to hide?" And I go, "I don't have one. Where do I get one?" He goes, "Well, you can get one at the PX for $3. So I'm having fun with this kid, and I go, "I can get one at the PX for $3. He goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Here I am thinking safety's free, but it's not. It's $3 at the PX." And so he's like, and he writes me a ticket. And
he wrote you a ticket?
He wrote me a ticket in Afghanistan. And I said, "Okay, where do I pay this ticket?" He goes, "Well, you don't. You just get it." And I go, "So I get a free ticket for not wearing a reflective belt?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I go, "Is it a free ticket for littering?" And he's looking at me, and I go, "When you call home to your mom, you lie, right? Like, you don't say this is what you do in the war on terror. Like, you lie, good." And so that's when I realized that we're losing this fucking war.
That red tape comes in like that.
A speed limit and a reflective belt as I'm carrying a gun and camouflage.
What's interesting, though, I've said this a bunch before, just over the years, all the different guys that have come in, be it Delta guys, Army Rangers, Navy SEALs, I've gotten some of the craziest gunfight stories ever from like 2008 to 2014 Afghanistan.
Oh,
and
God.
People just talking about what popping off.
What they did is a lot of those dudes, a lot of the Delta guys and the 75th Ranger Regiment is, as dumb as this sounds, they wouldn't let us fight the Taliban. We were going after high-value targets, Al-Qaeda, and they just started going to Pakistan. A guy by the name of Scott Moore was a captain at SEAL Team 6. He was a commanding officer, and he somehow finagled it that we could take the gloves off and start fighting the Taliban. And that was one of those, be careful what you wish for, because we're slaughtering fuckers in, it's not slaughtering, it's bad, but we're beating the fuck out of Al-Qaeda in Iraq. It's horrible. Then we start getting in gunfights in the mountains with Taliban. These motherfuckers have been fighting their whole lives, and they are fast, and they can move, and they will fight. But they're also the guys like with Marcus, with Pashtun Wali, where if you ask them for help, they'll give it to you. So that's a way different dynamic. Make sure they're Pashtun, not Chechen. That's the bad day.
Yeah.
And those Dagestanis, they wrestle bears. We've seen that in the UFC.
Oh, yeah. Right. No, they don't fuck around.
No. Hey, respect.
Yeah. Now, you actually, because you alluded to that earlier, so you were on the team that came in and rescued lone survivor Marcus.
I was actually in Jalalabad, Afghanistan, at an outstation. And an outstation in this case was you just find something and you buy it, and then you hire locals. Like guys before me bought a motel, and then they hired locals to build the fences, and then they hired locals to do the plumbing, and then to electricity, and then you hire security. And that's how you win hearts and minds. It's not cooking and tea. Like, I'm stimulating the economy and shit like that. So I was at that outstation, and we're building the airfield at Jalalabad, which is a huge JBAD thing now. And that's actually where another part where I thought this isn't going the right direction. We're in Jalalabad, Afghanistan. That was the capital for the Taliban. And we're in this outstation. The airfield's not built yet. That's when they announced, hey, we're going to surge again. And this is the Obama administration, I think. Well, it was right around then, 08, 09. So whatever. And I remember on the ground, now we're on the ground living in Jalalabad. Like, we're buying shawarmas and rugs and shit. And we know the locals. The economy is good. We're protecting the families that, like, this is good. You're going to surge. You're going to build a wall around the airfield, and then no one gets to leave the airfield. No. And with these now, instead of me driving around a motorbike, you're going to have a scared 20-year-old private driving an MRAP running over kids. You're going to go to the bazaar. You're going to let 5 vendors on the base to sell rugs. They're going to jack the price up 500%. They're millionaires. They're poor. What the fuck do you think is going to happen? Why would you surge? And they did. But this is before that. I went back to I heard some guys from SEAL Team 10 had just inserted snipers into one of the valleys near the Pesh. And so I drove my motorbike out there and I ran into Dan Healy and Jeff Taylor and a bunch of guys that were there. And I was just bullshit with them. I said, yeah, we inserted 4 snipers and they're going to find Ahmad Shah. And once they give us the word, we're going to fly in. I'm like, fuck, that's dope. I want to get on it. I called Bagram to SEAL Team 6. It's my first deployment at SEAL Team 6. And I told them, I was like, I want to get on this mission. They said, no one from fucking SEAL Team 6 is getting on that helicopter because there's missiles in the valley. They're going to shoot it down. So I was bullshitting with Dan Healy about Sam Adams. I went through sniper school with him, and I knew he was from New England. He loved Sam Adams. And then whatever, yeah, we'll grab one. I got another month or 2 here, so you're going home after this one. See ya. And then they took off, and I was one of the last guys to see them alive. They got shot down. So we're back at the airfield. So Turbine 3-3 was shot down. Turbine 3-4. I don't know what happened, but these are TF-160s pilots. They landed in the wrong place when they came back after 3-3 was shot down, killing all 16 guys on board. So the guys from there had to run back. I'm at JBED. I'm watching guys walk in. I'm like, okay, this world's a better place. You're still here. What the fuck happened? And they said these plumes came out and turned, and they missed us, hit them. And so then we have to go, okay, there's a crash site. We don't know if there's survivors, so we got to go. And we get word that, well, they're not going to fly you. They're getting shot down, so figure it out. So we have to steal cars. So I'm like, okay, there's a tent full of Rangers. This is so awesome. This is how awesome Rangers are. We went in this tent, me and another dude from 6. We're like, hey, here's the situation. I'm going to need 5 guys, okay? And they all got out of their racks, every single Ranger. They said, normally it takes 5 minutes to get ready. We'll be outside in 3. All these Rangers came out, like, go find cars, go find fucking donkeys, go find water, whatever. And we had this trail, and we met the guys from ABAD, the CAA guys there, and we drove the cars as far as we could and started walking. And then we get to 10,000 feet and we're just up there. And we get word that Axelson and Luttrell are still alive. We're trying to find Murphy and Dietz. We had some guys get up to the crash site and we had to call A-10s in on some dudes, and it just got weird. One of the weirdest stories up there, I didn't see it, but Lou Langlis was one of the red team guys. He made it to the crash site and he sees the bodies and shit. And I guess he said, I'm going to go down to that village and just like try to, and he's walking away, and I guess he turned around and said, I just don't want to die like that. And then Lou was on Extortion 17. He died just like that on August 6, 2011. So just the way it all, it all repeats.
And that's the
that comes back to that. My rule: don't die because you got bored. Ask the families who were they going after that night. Big deal at the fucking time. Yeah. No one knows. No one cares.
How many guys did you go up there with again?
Where at?
To go find him?
Bin Laden?
No, not Bin Laden.
They shut the country down.
They shut the country.
Everybody went. We went first with shit. We had 100 dudes climbing them because we were just climbing. Like everyone that thinks they can fight, go up there. Like we had donkeys carrying our water. I watched donkeys jump off of cliffs. The hike was so bad. Just jump. Like that's it. The one donkey didn't pick a cliff big or tall enough to kill him, but he picked a cliff that was tall enough to make him realize once he landed that was a bad idea. You could hear him. Yeah. And like they finally flew some birds in. They tried to throw us water out of the bird. They threw that down a cliff. It's like, and then we get up and then other guys from Red Squadron flew into the crash site. It's like, okay. But then we turn around. Then we call in A-10s on these other guys. We get back down to the thing. We're awake for 3 days, 2 days. And then the villager came in with a note from Marcus. So we got a note, and it's like, okay. And then this is the weird CIA dynamic because the CIA never wants to lose a source. They would rather keep a source than save an American. Swear to God, I don't want to lose my source, man. It's like, so this guy's here with this. Like, he's walking us to this fucking place, and they're trying to talk us out of it. And here's where you realize it's a weird place too. It's like, okay, I'm gonna have him show me which house Marcus is in, not realizing we're about to show this man who doesn't know what numbers are an iPad. So forget addition. Welcome to Apple, bitch. So we might as well have shown him the face of Muhammad because this fucking dude. So it's like, now we're going to walk him in.
Yeah.
They're like, well, he didn't cross the T's in Luttrell. It's like he got a social right. That's him. So then we're going to bring this. Like one of the Ranger, I think a major got kicked out of the country for this because we badmouthed. So we walk up with this dude and we're just going to pretend he's a prisoner, but he's going to tell us. So we go drive back in this shithole fucking, like if you're there by yourself, they're going to cut your head off. Like, and we're in the most dangerous place in the world. Climb up the mountain. We're still been awake and we're getting up on top. We get word he's down in this village. So, and I remember we're having these, we're trying to talk each other like Hell Week, trying to talk each other into going. And one of my guys said, okay, I don't think I can go anymore. And I said, yeah, that's cool. We'll just tell Marcus's mom, Mrs. Luttrell, that we were this close And we couldn't get him because you got fucking tired. And he's like, yeah, you're right. And I said, tell me that exact same thing because I don't think I can fucking go anymore. And then the Rangers swooped in, they grabbed him, they took off. They got him. So now we're looking at this village. We're up on a mountain, but that's when you start to realize we got to get the fuck out of here now. And then I remember looking at my guys and I said, this is why training is so hard. Because if you wanted to quit right now, where the fuck are you going to go? You're just here now. So let's try to get out of here alive. No, we don't want to be the next one.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And in Afghanistan, you're fighting the geography as much as you're fighting anything.
It's the graveyard of empires. It's the Western Himalayas. No one has gone in there and conquered it. You won't. It's just, we've proven the technology doesn't matter. You got to get on the ground with the sandals and fighting with fucking rocks. Do you want to do? You have a stomach for that?
And you had said right before this happened, that's when you had moved over to DevCrew. Is that right?
I moved over. I applied right after 9/11. I got into the 2004 selection course.
How does that work?
That's a tough process. You need to get approved by the conventional teams are groups of Navy SEALs divided by number. And the odd numbers are in San Diego, 1, 3, 5, 7. Even numbers are in Virginia, 2, 4, 8, 10. You need to get approved by them, usually after 5 years as an active SEAL combat. And then you apply. And the way you apply is like you send in a resume. And the very basic way to get turned down is they hand your picture to the guys that are there. And if they don't like you, you're out. It's that simple. I've seen guys, nope, done. So you do that, then they come to your team and they interview you. Then they have you do a pretty considerable test, a PT test. So it's a good run. It's a 3-mile run at a 7:30 pace, which guys fail. It's like 10 pull-ups with a 45-pound weight, and then your body weight 10 times bench press and shit like that. It's a legit workout. And then they interview you, and then the interview's tough because you're like this is the start of the war. So these are no shit hard fucking Master Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
These are enlisted dudes. And then the one officer's checking your service record to make sure your ribbons all match. And then they send to the psychiatrist. That was hilarious. The first 3 weeks. The first screening process is 3 weeks to see if you qualify for the selection course. So the 2.5 weeks is all getting in your head. It took me a day and a half to finish a 5,000 question multiple choice test with all based on behavior. So 1 is never. I never feel like that. And there's 2 and 3 is like seldom, and 5 is always. That's just it. And then the questions come up and they're in no order and they're not questions. But it's like the example I give is you sit down, you're excited. Number 1, you love roses. Like, fuck yeah, always. That's easy. Everyone loves roses. Number 2, you want to decapitate kittens. You're like, well, shit, that went sideways. And like looking at your buddy, like, do we sell them fucking cats? I don't know. It took me a day and a half, and I had the same psychiatrist for 10 years, and this is when I met her or whatever. I just got to meet her, and I was like, what's the point of this test? And she goes, oh, we're not trying to figure out if you're crazy. We're trying to figure out which flavor it is.
Right.
And then we're going to place you. Yeah. And then do that test again, that hard physical test. And at that point, if they like you, they invite you to the 9-month selection course. So if it was one a year. It got to a point for 2 a year because we were rotating so fast. But then that process is, it's not like SEAL training where you can drown because guys have proven they will. So we're trying to find people who can make decisions in stress. So we make drills based on CQB, but they're long, exhausting drills with all your shit at 105 degrees Fahrenheit in Mississippi with loud music playing. All the drills in the kill house are designed for you to fail. You don't know that. And then they punish you for failing such an easy task. So they beat your ass for 20 minutes. As soon as you're done getting beat, you're right back to number 1, man. You're running it again. You fail again. Why are you doing that? Because they want to see how you handle it. You were going to fail that. We punish you for failing. And the test was, can you get over it?
How many guys
50% don't make it.
50%.
Half the guys that have been Navy SEALs for 5 years in combat don't make it through. It's intense. And then the ones who do become part of it,
it's 9 months.
9 months. And it's like, it's so bizarre. Like I remember having a day of house runs at CQB so good. I am so good at this. I got it. To 3 runs later, they have me carrying a fucking broom telling me I'm so unsafe. You don't belong here. You don't belong to have a gun. Run it with the broom. We'll see if we'll keep you. And then you just stay there, and then you graduate. Then you go to an assault team. It's like,
and what year did you end up doing the 9 month? 04.
Yeah. And then you get to the squadron where the guys are, and you think you're good after SEAL Team 6 selection. I fucking got this. I'm fast. You get there, they're fucking gone. It's 5 guys from select green team. Like, where the fuck is shit? follow them. And then that's when you start to learn. You do that, like you're inventing tactics. You're coming up with shit. What is this? Why are we screwing this up? We come up with tactics. We're inventing shit. Okay, Al-Qaeda did this that time. How do we, they were hitting us from the 5% coming into a room because they know you got to enter. So how we get 10 motherfuckers out of a plane to skydive at the same time. Why aren't we getting 10 motherfuckers in that room? Let's work on it. Shit like that. And then you're just running stuff. We were dirty. I remember talking to Dirty Corbett. Yeah. Fearless. Absolutely fearless. For sure. We were fearless. We were working on what we can jump because we thought the Bin Laden raid would be a skydive, high altitude, high opening. So we're like, okay, we got to figure out a painter's pole because we can attach a ladder to that with a shepherd's hook. We might need this fucking thing or whatever. These long and anything like big guns or shit. If you're skydiving, you got lines coming out. If they wrap, that's a horseshoe malfunction, and you're probably gonna fucking die. So I needed someone to do what we call the wall locker jump. Everything we got, I need someone to jump it. Dirty's like, I'll do it. And I remember we had two. I was one of the jump masters, another one of the jump masters. I'm the lead jumper, jump master, another jump master, like tandem masters. We do this. And we're just looking for his leg straps to make sure they're connected here. And I'm like, Dirty, I can't promise you anything. You're connected and your parachute's packed well and you got a reserve.
Best of luck.
When we're jumping at 3 a.m., I'm going out before you, so I won't see you. I hope to see you on the ground. I hope to see you on the ground standing up. Because the nice thing about skydiving is no matter how bad it goes, you're going to fucking land.
That is right. You just might not
Just
remember.
a matter of, again, positive attitude. Well, even with I explain to people the cool thing about Hey Ho is like the way that we do it, because you're jumping, like trying to do the most basic shit. Because when the EMP hits, can you fucking start a fire? Do you know where north is? Can you find true north on a flat earth? Another one. That's a whole new episode. So I just thought I'd throw that in at you. Because it seems like true north is always just in the middle.
I'm not touching it.
I'm not either. I get yelled at all the time. So, but as soon as you're as a lead jumper for a Hey Ho stack, this is so cool because we're going to a spot 11, 12, 13 miles away. We've only seen it on a map. So you get out there just with your shit. And a glide ratio is altitude, distance, speed, heading, bearing, course. So calculate that shit. Can we make it? And then you decide for everyone, nope, can't make it. So then as a lead jumper, if you're excited, which I am, I got to find an alternate drop zone. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah,
that one's not for me.
We had we're inventing tactics. Where do you put your night vision? Because we had one dude's night vision because we were wearing them, but then up. And this is before we put the small. It's how you learn. It's how you develop tactics. He jumped out, pow, no night vision, and we're landing on a cliff like Richard Nixon's old runway going up a cliff in Arizona. Like he used to land there in a shitty plane. And so we landed. We had to have one of our other lead jumpers. I think Jimmy Hatch did it. He had to talk him in. He's like, you got to trust me. All right, here's your altitude. Turn left, turn left, turn left. Okay. One more time. Turn left, turn left. Oh, flare. And he lived. It's like, okay, from now on, we're going to figure out a way to put bungees on these, probably jump them down and spread. And we're also carrying extra night vision.
That's how we learn.
Yeah. He had to do that on a cliff in the dark.
Oh.
And you got to figure that parachute is not just a safe. This is going 20 miles an hour forward. Imagine if you have a 15 mile an hour wind behind you, you're landing on a cliff at 35 miles an hour. And those rocks are, not to get all technical, but those rocks are unforgiving.
Yeah, nah, you're breaking some bones doing that.
Breaking a lot of shit. Breaking your fucking attitude.
Yeah, doing something. Wait, how much did you feel like once you got through the 9-month training for Dev Crew and then got in there and, started working up with those guys? How much did you feel like your approach shift where it's like, whoa, this is different than what I used to do? Even though I was already a SEAL, I already saw a lot of combat, I was already doing my thing. Like this just operates differently. I'm thinking differently now. Just the assets.
The mindset was way different. There was no doubt about whether or not we can do it. It's how.
Right.
How are we going to figure this out? And then it's the whole if there's an issue like right now, problem solving, and someone sees the way you move to solve it, they're just going to come help you with it. Like, I have input for this. Like really sharp dudes. And with that comes a sense of humor too. I think the smarter the people, the funnier they are. That was one of the things I was never worried about the physical stuff or getting in because of the tactics. When I checked into SEAL Team 2 the first time, one of the first guys I met was Don Shipley, and he's a pretty famous SEAL.
Oh, yeah.
That's a funny motherfucker. He came in, you must be the new guys. Yeah, shit, Senior Chief. Cool, you want to go to the Chief's Club, get a beer? Yes, I do. And then hearing guys banter was like, oh shit, these dudes are good. And then you get to SEAL Team 6. I thought it was pretty fucking funny. And I'm flying on the wall there listening. I'm like, I got to step my game up again. These guys are funny. But then with that comes morale, and with the morale, it's the guy down Bin Laden's hallway. I know that fucking dude. Like that's the whole. It's cool to say never leave a man behind, but shit, I know his kids, man. Yeah. Like that shit. So and his favorite shitty fucking joke. I know what beer he drinks right before he dies. Like I know these guys. So that's why I love the human element of everything, because there's a human element with both sides. Both sides. Because figure this, nobody thinks they're the bad guy.
Like puts themselves in his shoes.
Al-Qaeda, they're righteous. They're freedom fighters. No one thinks they're even serial killers are psychopaths, so they think they're doing something. Their own enjoyment is the right thing. No one's out there. Yeah. So it's.
Do you ever wonder if some of the bad guys that, not necessarily Al-Qaeda, but some of the bad guys you may have been sent in to go get, there was a reason they were that way? Meaning like.
Why they're fighting us?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They're fighting us because we're there. Iraq really kicked off because it's so much easier to go fight Americans in Iraq than in the mountains. So they started showing up from everywhere. Like Abu Musab al-Zarqawi was from Jordan, and he cut off Nick Berg's head personally. Like he was a dude that Bin Laden actually started emailing like, hey, homie, you need to pipe it down a little.
He was the godfather of ISIS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, a lot of dudes are fighting just because we're there. Nothing else to do, seriously. Afghanistan, that's just what they do. And then, I mean, you got to figure too, if you're gonna be an honest person, it doesn't matter your intentions. You spend enough time in someone else's house, you're an occupier,
right?
And even when I was saying like that, I see why they don't like us. Yeah, I mean, you're running over my kids with your fucking foreign vehicles. I'm pissed at you. I'm gonna fight you. You come here, I'm fighting. That's what they there's national pride everywhere.
What was it like for you to see 20 years after Afghanistan not just fall the way it did, but effectively that?
Typical politics, typical campaign promise. I will end the war in Afghanistan, and it doesn't matter how, as long as I promise it and I do. That's just politicians.
Don't say anything about victory.
Oh shit, we forgot to win a long time. We don't even teach winning anymore. We don't teach it in the academies. Our officers don't know how to win. There's no end.
How do you figure that?
There's no competition to win. What is winning? I think Patton knew how to win, and then of course he said, we should have been fighting the Russians, and then he died. he died getting a tooth pulled.
They didn't like that.
Deep State doesn't like that. They got central banks to run that.
Yeah, they didn't like that. But you don't think they teach winning at West Point or any of these places?
No, they're still teaching which bathroom to use. Oh, the academies are bad, yeah.
How does that get fixed?
I mean, they've got their guys. They have their studs. Like you don't get into the academy, any of them, without being a stud. Academically, physically, all that stuff, men and women. But
you don't think they can be winners?
Well, they can. But the problem is the hierarchy, because at some point, again, power, people need to get promoted. In order to get promoted, I got to do the bullshit that the commander's intent says we need to have command climate. Oh, someone's worried about their ass getting stared at, so we better talk about sexual harassment. And then it gets into worse and worse and worse. And did you get your cavity filled because you can't go to Afghanistan? What the fuck is that?
Right. Red tape everywhere.
Red tape everywhere. Rules of engagement. Rules, yeah.
But a guy like Admiral McRaven was clearly like a winner.
Well, I mean, he's got his critics, but he was just the fucking man.
Yeah.
And Admiral McRaven looks like a fucking SEAL. Like he does. He looks and sounds like a Navy SEAL. That's what I want to look and sound like. And that, like, when I get fired up about the stories, like, imagine how afraid Al-Qaeda must have been. They couldn't hear us, but we got 23 fucking Bill McRavens running through the house coming to get you.
Good luck.
Nah, you're going to lose.
That's a tough day.
Yeah.
It's like talking with you, like I was saying earlier, your almost gamified approach to everything. Like, oh, this is the next thing. I can go get this. This is exciting and all that. It all started, though, with you going in and being recruited by the wrong place.
Seriously.
And yet,
Well, that's the people need to realize that in life. When I talk to someone who says, like the one that pisses off veterans is, well, I was going to join, but I didn't, blah, blah, blah. And they get pissed. I don't get pissed at that. The guy will say, well, I tried SEALs, but I quit, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, that worked out really well for you then. Why? Well, do you have kids? Yeah. Well, you wouldn't have them if you made it. So you're here today with them. So it's a good day. Like, I'll say to them, I have college age kids, and they'll say something about a term paper, or we're studying for finals. Today's a shitty day, or I'm hungover, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, yeah. Hey, here's something to think about. Talking to my daughters. If a 23-year-old dude in the Marine Corps wasn't stationed in Butte, Montana as a recruiter in 1995, and he wasn't at Arby's at 11:30 on a Wednesday, you wouldn't be alive. How was that term paper? Doesn't fucking matter. That's the butterfly effect.
Yeah, 100%.
That's the drinking thing. This tattoo On 7/19/25 probably looked really stupid, but on 7/18/35, that's pretty badass.
Yeah.
That's the butterfly effect. You want to make a change in life, your 2% now in 10 years is going to be pretty fucking dope.
Had you thought about, though, at all before you walked in that office, the idea of like taking a life of anyone?
No, because there's not going to be a war. It's over. The closest we came was Black Hawk Down in 93.
So you thought you were just going to base live it?
I thought chicks would dig it. Yeah. Literally. I got dumped by a chick. I'm going to be a Marine. Chicks
now, when did
Marines.
that change?
Well, I joined the Navy, so now I got to be gay. No, it was, that's my entire career was, okay, it is the Navy. I just signed to be a SEAL. I'm not going to make it. But I get to go to Coronado. I get to live on barracks on that beach. This is before we started getting all the Tijuana shit in the water. So it's going to be awesome. I'm going to get assigned to a ship after they kick me out because I'm not quitting. And then I'll have 4 years worth of sea stories. I'll go back to Butte, Montana, and I'll sit at Maloney's pub and I'll drink beer and I'll tell sea stories. That's it. I get to SEAL training, and I remember it being so hard. I do have a past. I don't have a future. I'm just going to be in hell. And then on Monday, they're like, hey, go to medical, get your record and your service record because you're getting assigned to SEAL Team 2. It's like, what the fuck does that mean? You made it through. No. SEAL training doesn't. Yes, it does. So you drive out there, Fort Benning, Georgia, work with the Army, learn how to jump, get to SEAL Team 2, finish this shit. This flight deployment 4 years up, done, single. I do not want to go back to Butte, Montana. I love these guys. I will re-enlist. So I re-enlist. I meet guys like Jocko.
But you're also in the special forces.
Yeah,
like
I'm not
you
leaving.
don't need a war.
No.
There's missions you have where you got to go places. And
what I miss about that is the skydiving trips to Tucson. You're going to live in a Marriott on the fucking campus of the University of Arizona. You're going to skydive all day. And then your buddy Nelson Miller owns the fucking Trident on Speedway. I'm going to go there all night. And then I'm going to do that every day. I miss that shit. But I mean, even the thing with the re-enlistment, I re-enlisted just to stay with the guys at 9/11. I can't leave. Re-enlist. I went to SEAL Team 6 on a fucking whim. I was going to get out at that. I was close. Because I'd fought a little bit, not enough. I went to a leadership course on Oceana Annex Dam Neck, where SEAL Team 6 is. Went to a course in my uniform, went to lunch at the Navy Exchange, because, everyday low prices, Navy Exchange, your family store. And there's gotta plug a Navy Exchange. I go in there, there's a dude in flip-flops, cut off cami pants, and like a beard. And he sees my Trident, and he's fucking me. And I'm like, that's a SEAL Team 6 guy. Fuck him. I'm going to find out what that's all about. So I went to SEAL Team 6 because of him, basically. I was on the fence whether or not I'm going to try out, and I did.
But again, you had seen combat.
A little bit, not as much, not
a ton, but a little bit, enough to know bullets.
But it's still like I want to see my family again. So I might get out. But then I saw the 6th guy. I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going there now.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's an interesting way you put it. You have a past, but you don't have a future when you're in buds. But then you get out there, like, go to fucking SEAL Team 2.
Well, what does that mean? I make my bed every morning. I brush my teeth. I get to the workout on time. That's what I do. What do you mean I got it? What the fuck is a SEAL? You've been teaching me nothing. I've been beat.
But now you have to think about both sides of the equation at some point there, right? Yeah. Where it's like, anywhere I could go, I could die. And anywhere I go, I may have to take a life.
Well, I mean, we got guys that went to Arizona for one of them skydive trips, never came back.
Even that
training,
but like thinking about the stuff that's higher percentage possibility. Like, did you ever like slow down for a second and be like, wow?
Combat is a lot like the mindset of combat is a lot like skydiving. It's a lot like shark diving. I like to dive without cages with apex predators.
Oh, that's nice.
It's great stress relief. The scary part is from the bench to the door. So right before I skydive, that's the part you're like, all right. And then you jump, it's over, it's on. When you get in the water with the tiger sharks or the great whites, it's just on. And when you get to combat, it's just on. And then when you get to combat, you realize I'm actually really good at this and they're not. And I can see at night and they can't. I like this. I'm good at this. My friends are here. Like one of the rules is if you have to go somewhere, bring a gun and bring a friend with a gun. You're going to, It's the whole, I came up with, when I was using an M4, which is right before we started using the 416s from H&K, I had a thing with, I stopped carrying an escape and evasion kit. Like, which is your extra whatever, blah, 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 fucking signal device, right? I stopped carrying it because that's a waste of my weight. I have the M4 charge card. And they would say, what is an M4 charge card? It's like, it's simple. You have a car, I have a gun. I now have a car and a gun. You can charge anything with this thing. So, yeah, just shit like that. You adapt.
Yeah. And then you find yourself in situations like the one in Pakistan where it's like fucking 5 guys on however many are in the high ground like that. in 08.
Oh yeah.
And you're just joking your way through it, and then suddenly, boom,
well, you get your oh shit moments where like this is. I mean, don't get me wrong. I did take everything very serious, and if I could have a mission go perfectly, it wouldn't be as funny. So I would be serious. But when shit goes sideways, like I think someone even asked on the mission, like, you do what happened? The helicopter crash. You do that shit on purpose? No, fucking idiot. He's fucking with you, you know. So the sense of humor is there. But if a mission is going perfect, there's your problem, though. So now I got to be really serious because that's the problem. I'm walking into an ambush because you do need to realize in combat, anything you do can get you killed, including nothing. Like there were dudes that died, like survived combat, and then are leaving a shitter on base and get hit with a rocket, and then your time's up.
Yep.
And again, too, that's there's a reality of my adminship better be in order. Do I have my will the correct way? Because guys were fucking with that. Guys were like, there was a dude said, yeah, I want this guy singing Tiny Dancer acapella, not Acapulco, at my funeral. Like I want him singing, but then guys start dying. It's like, all right, strike that. I need to get more life insurance because shit, he didn't come home. His kids are okay. And then you get all your shit squared away. And then it is just make sure your shit's in order. Because the worst conversation I hated was, did you know? It's like, did you know Scott Neal? It's like, what the fuck do you mean, did I know? Right. Did you know Mike Koch? Yeah. What happened? Yeah, getting the I was actually after the Bin Laden raid I was the liaison for JSOC in Fort Bragg. So after the Bin Laden raid, I was down there in August, and we went out one night, and I went back to the hotel, and I'm getting ready to go to bed. They said a helicopter was just shot down in Afghanistan. A lot of people on board. It's like, oh fuck, man. So I drive into JSOC, and I just type a message, what just happened to my guys over in Afghanistan. I got a response immediately with a list of names, 31. Yeah, 31 names. 31. Bart
and
with
you
the
knew
dog.
a bunch of
I knew
those
17
things.
of them.
Oh.
And so you get
how do you process something like that?
You don't. We finished Bin Laden, we're on a high, and now we lose we lose the best fucking guys.
17.
Yeah.
That you knew.
Yeah. Robert James 31. Reeves was on there. I'm Robert James O'Neill. He's Robert James Reeves. I just named my first son after him. I named him Reeves, so he's Reeves Thomas, but I named him after Robert James because I had one of the most profound moments with him. I went through selection with Rob Reeves, and I wasn't his roommate, wasn't his best friend, but always, every time I spent time with Rob Reeves, it was just quality time. He was never rattled. Whenever I'd get rattled and have a fucking idea, and he would be the guy say, you know what? That's probably a bad idea. Just like that calm. And gunfights. I've been in fights with him before, and it's like just the really good looking fucking cool. And I went to his house after the Bin Laden raid, and he was gold team, I was red team. And he was good because I don't know how to handle that shit. You just killed Bin Laden. No one knows how to handle that. And then you got the fucking whatever. And so I don't know what we're going to do with this. So I went to his house and he poured a glass of red wine. I was a big drinker at the time. And he said, you want a glass of red wine? I said, I'm good tonight. I think I'm good. He said, okay. And he sat there with me and he took a sip of his red wine. He said, one of these days, a lot of us are going to die on one of those helicopters. Yeah. Just like that. And then a month later, he died on one of those helicopters. Oh my God. Because we're just packing it in. We all knew that shit. You only need to be right or wrong once. A bullet needs to be right once. One RPG kills everybody. That's it. And he was on it. And
that's the thing. I think about that with all you guys.
Oh yeah,
it's
man.
Like
we don't lose
all these times you were there.
We don't lose it. Yeah. Crazy.
It's like all you needed was one that went this way instead of that way.
We were on an insertion one time. And again, I mentioned the pilot's calm voice. Like when you're flying somewhere and you hit an air pocket and spill something on yourself, and the pilot comes over and says, well, obviously we've hit some weather up here at 38,000 feet. It's to calm you the fuck down. Because you're not helping him and he's got this shit, right? He's a pilot. He's a fucking man. But we were inserting on a 47. It's always the 47. And Al Mack was flying. I'll never forget Al Mack. Probably the greatest pilot in the history of the Army, and that says a lot because if you're the best pilot in the history of the Army, you're the best pilot ever. And I have a shirt that we made that says "I know Al Mack." Like he's the man. He saved everyone's life when Neil Roberts fell out on Roberts Ridge at Takar Gar because he got hit, and then you got to talk to that guy. But he was flying us in.
Cool.
On a 47, and it's again with the twin thing, bigger than a school bus. Like this thing gets hit, everyone dies, and you never do a hot insert. That's Hollywood shit. If you're doing a hot insert, you fucked up, and we didn't know these people. So we're inserting on a 47. I was a team leader on the ramp, and one of my other team leaders was up front. We're looking at the starboard side, and the right side. It's always the right side. And these flaming footballs started shooting at RPGs. Zip, zip, and we're on like final, so we're flaring, and you're just this is it. And then I look at the team leader. We're on the communication system for the bird, and we hear, tuk, 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 tuk. That's a Dishka. I look at him and I can hear him speaking. When I see his mouth, he goes, "Is that a fucking Dishka?" And they're designed to shoot. And we're like, and so there's a realization this could be. And Al Mack, knowing that he's flying the fucking thing, he's flight lead. He came over to calm us down. And all he said was, "Well, this is fucking bullshit." And that worked.
You need guys.
And then he landed, and we all got up. We killed every one of those motherfuckers. He took off.
Yeah, that's why he's him.
He needed to say that to us. I need you so I can snap out of it. Isn't that
comedy cool? Again.
And he was right. This is fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Did anything change for you when you had kids, like perspective wise, on the missions?
Because I had my kids before and during selection, and then I had
SEAL Team 6.
SEAL Team 6, yeah. Mm-hmm. And because they got the goodbyes. I was when we on my birthday, Good Friday, April 10th, I was in my daughter's Easter tea party at her preschool. And I was actually bringing her a pink plate with cookies and shit that 4-year-olds eat. And I got a message for Camp Phillips. And I had to look down on her and give her a kiss and go to war from a preschool classroom on a long weekend. And, like, that's hard. And like that, and the hardest goodbye was when we were 7. That was a one-way mission. We're going to die on this. And so saying goodbye to them, I said, she was always there. When I said goodbye to her on all of those, but my youngest daughter at the time was 3, and she came, this is for Bin Laden. I couldn't even tell him I was leaving.
How long before the mission is this?
This is as I'm leaving.
But how many
No,
days?
sorry. The one goodbye was for, well, when I kissed her goodbye for Captain Phillips, 15 hours and 46 minutes later.
Right, yeah, that one was right away.
I'm leaving for the Bin Laden raid right now.
So this is like 4 days before, 10
about
days
a
before?
week.
Okay.
And then my daughter, my 3-year-old, got her Hello Kitty carry-on and put Mr. Elephant and a pillow in it because that's all she could understand. And she said something about taking her on vacation when I come home or some like crazy shit. And then I got to leave. Yeah, it's a tough one. That's why the 90-minute flight back on the helicopter is like, I might get to see him again. This is big. That's tough. They're tough kids, man.
I'm saying though, but like I can't even imagine. They don't know, but you know, because at the time you're thinking
all your buddies know too. They did the same shit. Like we all have families. We're because we're 33-year-old dudes.
How do you walk away from that?
That's a good question. I know that I can cry for 5 minutes in my car, but then I'll get there, so I gotta stop. Like, how can you compartmentalize whatever pain you're about to go? And then you got to turn it the fuck on. This could be it. They're going to be proud of me. I wrote a letter when one of my daughters was 7. I didn't write it to the 7-year-old. I wrote it to the 27-year-old. And I just saying, I'm really sorry I missed your wedding. I know you're beautiful. And I want to thank you for taking care of your sisters and your mom. And here's what we did. And it was noble and why. And tears hitting the page. Like fuck, man. I'm explaining to her in 20 years why I'm not there. And, then so I had 3 daughters at the time. I had to write them all letters. Then I have to find someone to give them to them because everyone with me is going to be dead. So I got to find someone who's not going to be dead, but that means he doesn't know what the mission is. So I had to layer this in a manila envelope and find an intel guy. I found a Navy intel guy. I said, hey, here's who I am. And here's this. And you're going to need to, in 24 hours, there's instructions inside. So open this and do what you do. And then just give it back to me when you see me next, if not. And he goes, how will I know? And I go, I assure you, you're going to fucking know. Just hold on to this for a while. Then I came back and I grabbed them. I immediately shredded them, which is probably a mistake.
You can't write that in a movie.
No.
You couldn't.
I should have helped with the movie. It was pretty good.
That's just like, oof. Like that just puts goosebumps on me.
It's real. I mean, it's that you think about that shit. And then when you see other kids on target, now you're thinking, well, that's someone's kid. Someone really cares about them.
Yeah.
And it's again, what are all these men doing here killing each other right now? And who sent us all here? For why?
Do you think humanity can exist without war?
No.
You don't.
Humanity can't. Humanity could exist peacefully as if it weren't for humanity.
I agree, but please explain that.
We just fuck everything up. We the third person to be created by God killed the fourth. Like that's just how we do.
It's like societies change, technology changes, relationships and how people interact across cultures, that changes in some ways too, but the human nature coefficient never changes.
Never.
It just operates in different ways. But I unfortunately agree with you. What I'd like to see, though, I'm an optimist.
I am too.
You know, what I'd like to see is a world that minimizes it, where you do have like some nations around the world where there is legitimately like that phrase, like peace through strength, but it's a constant deterrent. And then people don't do things. But
well, I mean, you can find it. And the best way to do that is to take this thing in your pocket and leave it at home and then go outside in the grass, take your shoes off. Like I got a thing with, this is a cool one too, with my youngest daughter, Valor. She's a 2-year-old. And
her name is Valor?
Her name is Valor.
That's kind of savage.
Yeah, in Valor there is hope.
I like that.
Yeah, she's good. She's my little buddy. And we will, what I like to do with her is we'll play, the little game is let's go act like puppies. And I said that at first because I didn't realize how cool it actually was. But if you act more like a puppy, your life's better. All that means is we're going to take our shoes off. We're going to go out in the lawn and we're going to lay in the grass and look up. And she gets to see the sky and the trees and doesn't get that angle. So I don't have a phone. There's no music playing. I hear the birds. I hear her laughing and I'm getting the energy from the earth. That all of a sudden we could be doing better. And everyone can do that because again, all the problems on the phone are not all real. Yeah, there's assholes. Yeah, I get pissed, but there is some good out there. It's just we need to put a check on the humanity.
100%.
And then also the people in power. You got to realize like they're telling you shit so they stay in power, not for your good.
Yeah.
They don't care about your good. They don't care about the blue collar worker. They don't care about raising your taxes. They care about staying in power. It's addicting. I've seen it in DC. You walk outside, it's fucking addicting.
How long did you stay there?
Probably 2 years, and I moved to Texas. Then I met Jessica, and then I moved to New York.
So this was after your first marriage, and after obviously after you. What years was this when you were in DC?
I got out in 2012. So
yeah, but what year were you in DC?
I was in DC from 12 to 14.
Oh, right away.
Yeah, I moved right up. There. Like I left my house, moved my kids somewhere else, and I drove up to DC to start work.
And then 2 years later,
well, I didn't know what I was going to do.
Out.
Yeah, I didn't know what I was going to do. Mm-hmm. And then I moved to Texas, and then I met Jess in Florida, and then we moved to New York.
Real quick, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Yeah, do it.
I want to pick up there.
I'm gonna stand up too.
All right, so while we were away, we're back now. We pulled up this picture you were talking about earlier. In
yeah,
Liberia.
That's Monrovia, Liberia, where we had to swim in because there was a civil war. And a little trivia there too. Monrovia, so Liberia is a country that was actually given to freed slaves because Liberia means liberty.
Right.
Monroe was the president. It's capital. Oh. And their American flag, it's a red, white, and blue. There's one star. And they're actually very appreciative of Americans.
That's cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know that history.
Yeah, they speak English over there. Yeah,
wow.
they're okay because you're involving people, so it turns into fucking debauchery. Right. But really, like, very proud of their country and shit like that. Just they, get assholes in charge, don't have money, and all of a sudden they start eating each other. So what are you gonna do?
Were they happy to see you come up on the beach there?
One day you're just jumping bus fares, and next you're eating each other.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's human nature.
No, but when we came in, you can see them celebrating, all the people that fired up because they thought we were there to rescue them.
You look so different there.
Yeah, I was pretty big when I was young.
Like yeah, look at the fat
26, dip. Big fat dip in.
Big fat dip in your fucking chin right there.
Yeah, we were... this is after my platoon with Jocko, and Jocko, because I was a pretty good cardio guy, and Jocko said, "That's cute, but if I get shot with all my shit on, can you carry me home?" I was like, "No." And he goes, "You need to get in the gym," and he would do stuff like, "Here's what we're going to do. Everyone in this
work.
Everyone needs to bench press over 300 pounds, and then we're going to eat together. And when you're done eating, we're going to eat a little more." And that was just it. So, but yeah,
I could get with that.
Yeah, it's cool.
I like that.
On a Navy ship, if you have the right chefs, they can cook a lot of burgers.
Fuck yeah!
So you just eat straight beef. Yeah. But yeah, we got big. We were bench pressing big, and then we just swam in there and then looked around.
Yeah, you're looking jacked. Like that's the right kind of big. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Swimming in the Atlantic through crocodiles will do that. Yeah. There was no crocodiles, just to be clear, because I will get called out on social media. You're in Liberia. There's no crocodiles. Like, well, there could be.
Well, they told you there could
be.
I
mean, the thought of it. You get in a pool, you don't think there's a shark, but as soon as you're in the water, you do. So.
All right. Well, going back to the end of your career and the consummation of it, if you will, when you had... obviously one of the greatest special op missions of all time that we've been talking about all day with the Bin Laden thing. First of all, what was the decision-making process like? Or the legality of like you eventually coming public with being one of the guys? Because not everyone on the team is public.
No, that's an internal dynamic that started the second Bin Laden was dead, because the first question everyone asked was who got him, including in the house. That was actually kind of funny because I overheard a conversation. Who got him? And he said, Nizro. And the guy goes, fuck, we're never going to hear the end of this. So that started. And then, even you get back, we got back to J-Bed, then we flew up to Bagram with the body. As soon as the Army took the body to dump at sea, like they said they did, we went to find the CBs.
They said they did.
Don't
say it like that.
I didn't see him get dumped. They told me just like they told you. I don't know. Okay. I didn't see it happen. If I didn't see it happen, Maybe.
You did see the body though, right?
I killed Osama bin Laden. I saw him standing. I saw him dead. That motherfucker dead.
Okay. That's good.
Well, the way I put it too is I shot the guy who got out of bed with Mrs. bin Laden, so he had it coming. He's getting killed that day. If it ain't bin Laden, but if bin Laden comes home, he's gonna be pretty pissed off. But yeah, then we went over to the Seabees because the construction battalion, Navy Seabees, they will have a pizza oven because they're builders. They will have booze because they're Navy. So we went there. They have internet, and then we started to see the SEAL Team 6 coming up on Yahoo and all that bullshit. And guys were making phone calls, and they'll call their buddies in San Diego, and they'll talk to a bartender where it's like, "Hey, I don't tell anybody," and then my name's just out. So it was out by the time we got back to Virginia. We flew back that night. And it's just out. We had a big party at SEAL Team 6. We went out to the Ready Room, which is where they filmed the scene in Navy SEALs where Charlie Sheen beat up that dude and kissed him. Same bar. How fitting is that?
That's kind of cool.
He would have been Admiral by now. Admiral Hawkins, Charlie Sheen. I called him too. Not after. It took me a few years to meet him. But he gave me the script. And I have a signed picture of him. I think he signed Admiral Hawkins on it.
Oh, that's actually
I definitely.
Did he put winning there too?
You know what? I'm going to send it back to him. He'll do it.
Yeah. Thank you guys for checking out this clip. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button on this video. It is a huge, huge help. And if you'd like to check out this clip's full podcast episode, that link is in the description below or right here. And finally, you can follow me on Instagram and X by using the links in my description below.